Hi, I'm Lara Shannon. As part of its long-term partnership with Keep Australia Beautiful, Hungry Jack's has been doing many things to help reduce its impact on the environment. Today we're going to take a look at some of the things they're doing to reduce their impact and encourage their customers to do the right thing with their packaging waste. In June 2009, Hungry Jack's introduced a 2-month recycling trial into the kitchen of 2 South Australian restaurants. This diverted over 1 tonne of food waste from landfill. About a month later, a dining room trial was introduced where customers were encouraged to separate their food waste from their recyclables and from their general rubbish. The great thing about this trial is that customers successfully managed to separate the right food and put it in the right bin. Now, for Keep Australia Beautiful Week in 2010, with the support of Coca-Cola Amatil, these specially marked bins were placed in selected Hungry Jack's stores around the country. This was to encourage customers to recycle their empty PET bottles, their empty coffee cups and their empty cans. Now, if you've ever wondered what happens to those bottles and cans when you recycle them, well, let me show you. Now, your recycled plastic bottles not only get turned into new bottles, they can get turned into all sorts of products. Things like a PET recycled cap. What about these funky board shorts? Yes, with bottles on them and all. They get turned into t-shirts and even things such as this recycled bottle bag. Now, aluminium and steel cans, they get turned into lots of things as well. Kitchen bench tops, kitchen appliances, dog tags, and the aluminium can can be turned into aluminium foil. So remember, recycle and help reincarnate your rubbish. One thing that can go wrong with recycling, and that is when people put the wrong bit of rubbish in the wrong bin. When something like this plastic straw or lid is mistakenly thrown into the recycling bin earmarked for bottles and cans, then it can contaminate the whole load, as different types of materials do not always mix. And if too much of the wrong stuff ends up in the recycling bin, then sadly, that may all just end up in landfill. Well, with me now is Tim Tighe, the CEO of Hungry Jack's. Now, Tim, tell me, why is it important for companies like Hungry Jack's to reduce their environmental impact?
Well, it makes, first of all, business sense for us to do that. We're in the business of selling the best burger in Australia.
And the burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Burgers are better, Australia's favourite burger. And at the same time, all our stakeholders want to feel good about the business they belong to. First of all, customers, they want to be buying products from a brand that's relevant to them, and so they're attuned to the environmental issues in Australia. They know that environmental resources are scarce. They actually respect companies, and I'm sure their purchase intent is even more relevant in terms of a company that takes care of the resources.
Yep.
Our employees as well, our employees at this restaurant and all the restaurants around Australia want to feel good about the brand they're working for. And then thirdly, our suppliers, they also want to feel relevant and make sure that their products are relevant for us to use. So they're also looking to be part of that process.
Yep, absolutely. Now tell me, what are some of the changes that Hungry Jack's have introduced?
Well, there's quite a few. Some of the important changes that we've made are around packaging and about our oils. Yep. Particularly in terms of recycling our packaging. All our cartons that we use around Australia are recycled and reused.
And what about food packaging?
Food packaging, we actually have, we've got a pretty good record on food packaging. We've actually got the thinnest wraps certainly in Australia, probably in the world globally.
Oh wow, it still keeps food fresh?
It still keeps food fresh, it does.
What about made to order?
We do, that's a great one. In the last year, we rolled out made to order, and previously we used to make the burgers in advance for our customers.
Yep. And they wanted it quickly, I suppose.
They did, and we still want to serve quickly, and that's our challenge. But we know that customers want burgers fresher, hotter.
Absolutely.
And so we've delivered made to order across all our restaurants in Australia in the last financial year. So benefits from that are customers are happier, fresher, hotter. And then secondly, our waste has reduced, our finished burger waste.
Of course.
So that's a cost saving in the business, and
keeping food out of landfill is very important.
Exactly.
Yep. Okay, there's been some recycling trials, and staff get out there and clean up the litter too, don't they?
They do. You know, that's important for us. As I said, we're active participants in the Australian community. It's important that everyone does their own bits.
It would of course be better if people didn't put litter on the ground in the first place, but
that's for sure.
At least you're there trying to do your bit as well.
We are, and everyone needs to be, everyone needs to do their bit. So you know, I think that's what's important about Keep Australia Beautiful. It certainly brings that call to action for all stakeholders in the business.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you, Tim.
It's a pleasure.
So if you're out and about and you happen to find a recycling bin, then make sure you carefully read what can and can't go in it so that you don't contaminate the load. And if there's none available, then always make sure you bag it, then you bin it. It's up to all of us to help keep Australia beautiful.
You know you gotta step up your game to make it to the top, so go.